Today on Media Litter Sandwich.
We're talking to our good friend Jason P., who's a great photographer, and he's working on his current project.
Well, I got a few projects, but today I want to talk about storage. On-site storage, off-site storage, backup, and security. We got a couple of devices here on the video, and we're going to be talking about that this week.
Welcome to Media Litter Sandwich. With me tonight is Mark from
CrazyMark.com.
And guesting tonight, we have Jason
Hello, all.
from...
You can find me at Jason Paluchniak at Facebook.com. That's the easiest one.
Okay, so welcome to Media Litter Sandwich, where it's media creators talking about the world around creating media. You know, basically, we take all the little things that you forget about, the Facebook posts that you never promoted, and we season some bologna with it, and we make you eat it. Welcome to Media Litter Sandwich. So tonight, we are talking about storage. We're talking about off-site storage, on-site storage, and basically this started, I know we mentioned it before, we touched on the topic in previous episodes, but this topic was brought to us by Jason tonight because he just pretty much sent me a message that says, hey, I want to talk about storage, and I'm bringing toys, so we're having show and tell.
So this would be cool to see the video thing, but we'll try to get the audio people hooked up too. But storage, hard drives don't last forever. They eventually are going to fail. Everyone wants to buy the cheap hard drive, and the warranty on those things are like a year.
Yeah, a year to 3 years, and then you got other ones that are about 5 years. Yeah. I think the longest I saw was 10 years, but that's not... Those are pretty expensive hard drives.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. But when you have data on there, you really want to spend the $20, $50 more to get the ones that have the 5-year life warranty and so forth. Warranty. But we're in a media. Everyone's like Facebook or YouTube or all these other things. People are creating content. Audio content, video content, or just content. And we're filling up all these hard drives. Now 4K is coming out, and they're blowing up with the raw data.
Yeah, 4K is a lot of data.
And fortunately, hard drives are getting cheaper, but eventually they're going to fail. And the other thing we're going to be talking about is theft and theft prevention. Because, it happens. So your house or apartment or car, someone's going to break in the house and steal your stuff.
Or there's a fire or a hurricane.
Or a flood.
Or you get kicked out and you lost your stuff.
Or an Egyptian plague.
Or a crazy ex wanted to get revenge.
Yeah.
Smashed your hard drive. Yep.
Smash your hard drive.
Threw the computer out the third floor.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're partying like rock stars and you damage your own gear because
beer
what's this?
spilled on it.
Oh, beer. Yeah.
So, off-site storage, we got the cloud and so forth. But I love these two items here. We got the Drobo, and we got this Synology.
Drogo, like
Drobo.
Drovo, not Drogo, not the guy from the Rocky movies.
No, that's
Drovo.
Drobo.
Yeah. I'm going to mess this up all night.
So tell us about this. I mean, what?
Well,
let's talk about the Drobo
Let
first.
me talk about the Drobo one first here. I had the Drobo one, like this model here. It's a 4-bay one that has 4 hard drives. I had it for 7 years, and it's a basically plug and play. You plug in a couple hard drives. You could add more as you get more income. Or in the store, you get 1 terabyte. You fill them up. You take them out. You put the 4 terabytes in. You can set it up if one drive fails. You have 3 backup, or you could have.
And this is a RAID, then.
A RAID,
right?
Yeah, you could have it for 2. If 2 hard drive
for
fail.
those that don't know, what's a RAID drive?
Well, all right, you got. Oh man,
I put you on the spot, man.
You put me on the spot. It's like
you're talking about drives.
I'm talking about drives. So the RAID is that it stripes the data across multiple devices, and then there's replication of it. So if a drive fails, there's always another drive that has the same data on it. So you're good to have 1 or 2 hard drive failures and still have everything in there. And normally back in the day we had PC towers, and we could just put all the hard drives in the box, but we don't have PC towers anymore. Everyone's running off laptops and small devices. So where do you put all these giant hard drives?
In my mom's garage.
Yeah. No, we put them in these nice little enclosures.
Now, this RAID here, where can I find one of these? Where can I purchase one?
Your brick and mortar store or
Amazon,
online.
anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's a reasonable price to pay for one of these things?
So this one you could get starting at $350, upwards to $600 for the starter kit.
Okay.
And then you could start putting in your drives.
Right on.
The ones, because technology is going crazy now, but the USB 3 is kind of the it thing.
Yeah, it's the standard right now.
Right now we're talking about on-site storage.
Yeah,
This is all on-site storage.
And so on-site storage, you just plug this directly into your computer with USB 3. That's fast enough. You could edit 4K video or possibly higher. I'm not sure. I try only 4K.
They already got
The 8K
people
now,
already
it's
working
crazy.
on 8K. Yeah, there's a couple different variants of that.
So in other words, for the beginners out there, they can go out and grab one of these things, plug it in, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, and that's what Drobo is really known for. Is just they're kind of like they love Macs, and they just want the Mac mentality.
Sweet.
Just plug it in. There's no extra buttons. It's dumbed down where you just plug in a drive and you're done. You don't have to configure it. This other one I have, this white one, it's called QNAS. There's so many settings on there. It tells you the temperature,
They both look like toasters to me, more the white one than the black one.
Stuff
there, and there's just so much you could do on that one. It's kind of like input overload. You got too many options, so then you're not doing your work. You're playing around with these settings, so you're wasting more time trying to set up a QNAS. But you could configure it with more settings with the QNAS. So if you're that really geeky guy that loves to tinker with stuff, go with the QNAS. If you just want to plug and play, Drobo has been good.
And there's many other options.
There's more options too. This is like the Coke and Pepsi of the options out there.
Okay.
And I'm just using, because I have these two. That's like I had the Drobo for 7 years, and I've been pretty happy with that.
Very cool.
Now I got a question. These things right here, they go in the QNAP. Now I see one's a 3 terabyte and the other one's a 1 terabyte. What's aside from how much one can hold over the other? Which would you choose though if you were stranded on a desert island? Which would you go with, the 3 terabyte and the?
Neither. I wouldn't go with either one of those or one of these RAID drives. I would go with a nice. Heavy protected external hard drive that has that really nice shock shell on it where you can drop it and kick it into the sand and you don't have to worry about any of the stuff. Those are not meant for those kind of situations. If I had those with me in Iraq, those would be completely ruined. Am I correct?
Toaden, when you were out in the field and experienced a lot of shock, which brand did you go with, or what kind of device did you go with as far as backup is concerned?
Luckily I didn't have to deal with that because I wasn't a computer guy. That there is I can't
like you're in the
right now.
jungle,
There are things out there. Rather, if you want to sponsor this show, we are more than welcome for sponsors. Keep in mind, none of these people are sponsoring us. Who is sponsoring us is Turtle Trinkets.
Yay, Dave.
So go check out Turtle Trinkets. They currently don't sell anything online, but they go to a ton of local Michigan conventions and Toledo conventions. I mean, they got your spinners, they got your turtle stuff, they got your geeky earrings, magnets. If there's some kind of pop culture thing you want, talk to them. Maybe they can make you something.
And they get some awesome fidget spinners.
But these guys are not sponsors. These guys over here, these hard drives are not our sponsors.
You got a link on that. Your sponsor there, right?
Probably somewhere.
That's a good link. I want to click on that. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
So there's back on these hard drives here, though, real quick. There's different hard drives, and they have. Oh man, where did I start? Basically, there's ones for what was this one? The red here. They call it NAS. I love the red ones or the black ones for Western Digital, and they've been working out pretty good for us. And
now Western Digital is mostly known as a cheaper drive, though, aren't they?
I mean, I'm just saying Western Digital, but you got so many different ones out there. I can't think of them all. We'll probably have a list of different ones to choose from, but it's kind of like you find
there's a lot of choices out there.
Some people, they go Ford or Chevy. It doesn't really matter, but we're
more or less talking about why storage. Either way, neither one of them's going to last a long time, and there still could be many things that go wrong. So what happens when they do go wrong? Is there anything beyond these? Because I do know people that keep stacks of this kind of storage, and then at night it uploads to the cloud, or it uploads to another form of off-site storage, like a data center.
Yeah. And those are good too. Sometimes it's free to upload, but then when you want the data, you get charged when you pull the data back. So that's the kind of you could upload as much as you want, but then when you want the data back, that's
I'm down for one of those plans because I'm only going to pull the data back is when I'm in a dire situation. That's the only time I'm going to pull the data back, and then it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, so was it Amazon has stuff, Google has stuff, Microsoft
Amazon used to be free if you had Prime, if you're just for smaller files. Like if you're an audio guy, there was a lot of free options used to be available, somewhat for photography, but for video guys, no, there was no free options.
But you still
never any real free options for us video guys.
You can't always trust the cloud though, because there was like that one a while back, that mega upload guy. He got in trouble with the law. Then they shut the server down.
That's different. That was a sort of a file sharing site too.
But companies were storing stuff up there. Then they're like, oh well, I can't use that storage device anymore.
Now I'm holding this thing right here. It looks like something you put around the bicycle spokes or whatever. What is this?
So that one there, it's
he's holding a little lock like what you'd find at your high school or college, where you see them around laptops and sometimes monitors to keep you from walking off the stuff.
Yeah. So this one here we have particular is called a Kensington lock, and then it's a nice little standard. It plugs into all computers, and it plugs into most hard drives, external hard drives or portable little hard drives. And the problem too is theft. Like what happens if someone breaks in your house and steals stuff, and it's just a quick smash and grab, and then you don't want to lose your data. So it's real, $25-$30 to get a little lock your stuff down, bolt it.
When you lock it down, chair. Like bolt it on your chair, then I'll just walk off the chair.
Yeah, or not chair, I mean table. You could there's holes in your table that you could wrap it around the leg or through the back part.
Like your desk. Me, I got a nice heavy desk. I could bolt it to that or something.
Yeah, so if someone comes in and steals your computer, they're going to pick it up and then realize, it's attached to this heavy, 100-pound table. They're not going to pull the table and the computer. They're going to go with something else or give up.
Yeah, not if it's really fast. I mean, if they got forever and a day, they'll grab it. But if it's a really fast smash and grab, they're going to grab what they can.
And if they have snippers, do they sell anything with a larger cable?
Oh yeah, at home I have something that's like the size of your thumb. I went crazy.
Right on.
But it's a peace of mind. $30 for a little chain, wrap it around, and then you have that adhesive. If you don't have a lock, you get that really strong adhesive tape, and you tape it to the thing, and then with the not just like there's like an industrial strength tape, and then you put the lock on that, so you can't peel it.
Yeah, these are very real issues. I mean, every year there's multiple stories of photographers that have someone breaks in, or just a crazy ex or something, and they steal all their hard drives, and they erase, and they just steal what they can steal. And they figure with the hard drives they can erase and resell or something, and that's somebody's full life work. I've heard stories where someone's lost like thousands of dollars because they're currently working on a project or something. Yeah. It's gone.
It's time, all that time, and time is money.
That's why you want off-site storage, and it's also why you want a deterrent, and you also need, we also have issues where something might happen to your computer, and you might lose something on your hard drive. Hence why there's so many external hard drives. Why you have RAID systems that duplicate stuff, and you have backups of backups.
Now, I do have an alternative from Professor Brian Sario out of Macomb County Community College. He did say, if your work is that important and you are professionally employed, or whether or not, to consider a safety deposit box at a bank.
See, that works for projects you are finished with. And that totally works. If you're done with your project, if you're currently working on it.
Yeah.
Let me show you this project. To come with me to the bank, and I have to open up this vault. So there's pros and cons.
That's where you put one of the backups. Yeah.
Well, what if you don't want to go to pay a bank for it? What if you just want to bury your hard drives in the backyard?
I have the solution for you.
Tell us about
this is the $20 thing. No,
here
the
we
video
go.
thing. All right, here I'm. This is a PVC pipe.
Oh,
with a
looky
valve
here.
on one side, and then there's a valve on the other.
What's the diameter on that? That's a pretty wide one.
This is a 6-inch round tubing, and then you have these things called test pipes or test.
This is something you can get over at Lowe's or Home Depot, or your local hardware store.
So basically, you
request it next at Turtle Trinkets. You find them on their Facebook at facebook.com/Turtle Trinkets. I do not know if that's their actual link, but if you search for Turtle Trinkets, I'm sure you can find it. And just ask Dave to start supplying these.
Yes, Dave.
So you could put little hard drives in here. You could put jewelry or a stack of money, or and then if your house is going to get broken into, and they see this pipe, PVC pipe, they're not going to think, oh, let me steal this. It's valuable. No, they don't know.
Wait. You know what Turtle Trinkets would do? They put a gold chain around it, and you could wear it around your neck.
And they'll probably put a Ninja Turtle or two in it, too.
Yes, adorned with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, a couple Donatellos in it from each generation.
Can't forget Raphael.
So the other cool thing with this, too, is like if I have a big yard, like 40, 50 acres of land, I could put medical Band-Aids in here, or like a granola snack or something.
Preppers.
So, wait. You're saying you could put granola snacks in there, but would my chickens be able to smell it and try to get at it?
No, I mean, this is strong. It's airtight. Okay. It's pretty cool.
So that smell's not going to come out and attract my chickens that are walking around
honestly,
my acres of land.
This part of the episode goes out to all you preppers there, in case of a
I
world
learned
disaster,
this from a doomsday prepper. I learned this from.
And there you go.
A fun little, $20-$30 for this, and then you got a good security thing.
And I have seen that on the Doomsday Prepper shows, and also a couple movies.
Because like you said, we got people have computers in the basement, right? What happens if the sewer backs up, and then all your computer stuff's destroyed, right? But if you had you keep updating and putting stuff in here, it's waterproof.
I don't know, man. I'm going to store my Hulk 181 with Wolverine's first appearance in that.
There you go.
For data, if I had money, because I do not have money. I am a broke ass media creator. But if I had the money,
I'm broker than you, dude.
But if I had the money to write my own check and do what I would like to do, I would totally go off-site in a data center. That way, every night or whatever, all my data's loaded. It's backed up. I probably wouldn't even touch it unless I need it. And it's backed up in a place where they have their own internal security. Nobody's physically going to rob a lot of these places. I don't know if anyone's ever been to a real data center, but security is always really, really tight in data centers. Those are great places for backup, to keep up your backup data. It's also great places to hide during the doomsday because they have their own power, they have their own air supply, or at least air filters and stuff.
Yeah, it's air filters.
A lot of them have sleeping pods and food rations.
See, that's what I was, they had a survey back at school, and they said, okay, what's your favorite program, or with art, what is your favorite thing that you work with? And everybody's answering Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, all those fancy programs. My favorite is a pencil, because when all the electricity's gone, when everything dies, when everything goes out, I can take that pencil and I can still create some fantastic artwork.
Yep.
Yeah. So with data, security, backups and backups and backups. You have a couple things. What else do you suggest? Like, because I know with me, I always use external hard drives.
Here's the problem with external hard drives too. Is like I bought the one little one like he's holding here, just the one.
That is not an external hard drive. That isn't an internal hard drive, sir.
It's outside of the computer. It's external.
Video version's different than the audio version.
So
the only time I had an external hard drive like that was when someone threw my laptop against the wall, and I needed to get stuff off of it. So my brother gave me one of those little hookups right there, and I literally brought it to college. It was my college hard drive for the first year. That's the only time I use one of those for an external hard drive.
Well, okay, here's the problem. So over the years, you'll get like one external hard drive, and then another, and then another, and then another. Before you know it, you have 7 or 8 or 20 different external hard drives. 1, 2, 3. He's counting them now. It's okay. We're gonna fast forward 20 minutes. All right, we're back. All right, but there's so many of these things. That's why these little boxes here, they're all contained into one thing. And you could get, what's the biggest hard drive now? 6 terabytes or 10 terabytes?
I don't know.
You could go crazy with 32 terabytes.
My biggest is 4 terabytes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you've got a humongous project you're working on, sure, why not? And I've got money to burn, too.
And every time it's a paid project, the client pays for that.
That is
hard
correct.
drive.
And that's why when I'm working on my own stuff, all I need is 1 terabyte. Because, folks, what I found out from everybody in the business that I've spoken to, don't get overzealous to go out and buy anything larger than a 1 terabyte drive, because you don't want all of your information crammed into one big thing. Because what if that one big thing decides to crash, huh?
Yeah, it's best to lose the chapter than the whole story.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. And then, back with these lock things here, too. Okay. If you have a project, let's say you're out of state, you're going to be filming something, or you got a paid gig or whatever. And so you got these little external hard drives, which is fine for doing quick editing in the hotel room or whatever. But these Kensington locks or whatever else locks that, when you got housekeeping coming through, so you're out outside doing something, and then housekeeping. She has the door open. She's doing the
fluff
pillows and changing the pillows, or just rotating the pillow around, calling it clean. Anyone could go in and say, "Oh yeah, this is my room," and steal all your stuff. So having it, these locks locked on the hotel table.
You want extra towel?
You wrapped around the table. So then you have that peace of mind saying, I'm going to go to this convention, and I know my stuff is secure because I have it wrapped around that table next to the TV or whatnot.
Are you sure they can always take the table also? They have rooms with safes these days.
Yes,
so,
they do. Most hotel rooms do have a safe within them that you program yourself and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And then you hear these stories where people hack the safe password 000, and then you
well, I haven't heard too many of those, but I will say those safes aren't big enough for your laptop.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're the little rectangular little. Right. Yeah, they're smaller than a microwave. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
They're not big enough for a laptop.
They're not big
they
enough
are
for a
big
hot
enough
pocket.
for a laptop.
No, they're big enough for a hot
pocket. Yeah.
Yeah. They're big enough for you to put your wallet in.
Mm-hmm.
And,
the ones I've encountered, I could fit my Mac in. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get some peeps out there with their humongous PC laptop, the great big 24 inchers. It's not going to fit. You're going to need like the small power book kind of situation.
Yes, people do bring their full PC towers into hotel rooms. I've seen it. I've done it
at PenguinCon.
I haven't done it at PenguinCon, but we have seen people do it.
Oh yeah,
right?
Oh,
we have seen.
Man,
you're one of those. I saw someone.
No, not me. I'm not one, but I've seen people do it because they're working on other projects. You got people that go to conventions, and they're working on a group thing. Maybe they're presenting on something, and they need to bring their full computer.
I mean, man, I've been to those after parties.
See, I used to do film competitions, though. I used to do film competitions. And for those, wherever your HQ is, you want to bring your good, fast editing computer with you.
Last time I was in New York, I was at the Starbucks just getting your, whatever coffee, and then this guy had this whole big giant PC tower and the big old CTR lens, the big monitor. And I was like, and he's clicking on. I was like, why? There's a thing called a laptop, and he has this giant thing, like he's like setting up an office.
Well, maybe he wants that giant thing there. It's personal preference. He wants his MTV, don't you know?
That's right. I think I've seen that at coffee shops too.
It's like this giant. Oh yeah. They wheel it in and then set up shop. It's like he's gonna be there for a few hours. It looks like.
Yeah. Some people like to pull up front with their sports car and some like their giant monitor.
And you ask him, what are you doing? He's like, laptop's broke. Well, why are you doing this in here? I need it quiet. Okay.
All right.
Good to go. He needed some place to work that was quiet.
It's like when I want a chick magnet, I pull in my giant monitor. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I got some stories from that with Carl. Where are you, Carl?
Hey, Carl, what up, man?
Dude? I swear we used to go to the coffee house, and if there was a girl there with a giant laptop, like those old school Alienware laptops,
17-inch monitor, or something big.
Yeah, back when 17-inch monitors was not the normal deal for a laptop, big speakers on everything. Mm-hmm. He would just go up and start talking to him. Like that was like. So some people like blonde, some people like blue eyes, some people like whatever. He went for the biggest computer in the room.
Yay! I certainly gauge my love life that way.
Yep. You do it by the gig.
Giggity, yep. Hey, good old Glenn Quagmire there. Now, as far as all the security goes, it looks like you've been maxing out here. Mm-hmm. There's somebody listening in who just is starting into doing, working with all this stuff. Could you suggest, like, just maybe a basic group of things they should pick up on, purchase, if they're starting out with photography and video?
Yeah, well, you have multiple hard drives. Like Toaden was saying, you have like a hard drive here and a hard drive there. Don't put everything in one corner because, like I said, if your house gets broken into, they go to that one computer room and steal everything. So if you have a backup and put it in another room or put it in the basement or something, so you'll have a backup.
Okay.
And then, of course, hard drive fails, so you want to have backup.
Okay.
And I've had it where my stuff was stolen, and then the bride comes like, "Oh, I need another photo of this and that." I'm like, "Sorry, my stuff was stolen." So then that was a loss of profit. I could have sold some more stuff.
So then you're talking about maybe having 3 forms of backup off of the original, and then as far as security goes, again, you're talking about scattering it around. In one point, you were talking about if you had a friend who you knew was trustworthy and reliable, take one form of backup and leave it at their place.
Yeah, or a parent, if you say, "Hey, mom and dad, could I leave this hard drive here?" And then then that's your off-site storage.
If I had it my way, again, this is in an ideal world. I have the project on the computer, which is I actively work on, the backup as an external or something, and then or on a RAID drive like one of these things, and then every day it uploads up to the cloud or to a data center somewhere else. Got 3 forms of backup, and of course whatever's on your computer will go to another hard drive at some point. At which one will go into some kind of secure location while the other one stays in your current archive. You always have 3 forms. But that's in an ideal world, which we do not live in an ideal world.
But see,
these are things to seriously think about and consider, though.
Toaden, you already have security built in here. You have Svetlana.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the guns there and there.
Yeah, Nerf guns. That'll really stop him.
So I know someone's asking about, and it's okay if you can't really talk about this. I just want to touch on it for a second. Someone's got to be asking about hackers and viruses and other things that can corrupt your computer, or they're worried about security at data center. I'm going to tell you right now, most reputable data centers, you don't really have to worry about that too much. You kind of just have to have faith in. But for your home computer, at least have some sort of at-home protection. And do not have your password. What? You mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, I had people put their password underneath the mouse pad. or they'll have it on the sticky note on the
key
monitor.
On the
front
monitor,
door
yep.
mat.
I see that. I see that during day jobs.
and then
walking through offices.
So I'll go to a church for networking problems, and then so there's a password. I'm like, God, Lord, pray. Oh, pray. Like that was so easy, like what?
PREY.
Password 1234.
Yeah.
Keys under the
1, 2,
doormat.
3, 4 is a fantastic password for your luggage. No, it's not.
You're right. Keys
Remember,
under
like,
the doormat.
Spaceballs. One through 5. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I have the same password on my luggage.
Now, some people, for passwords, they'll do their favorite football players, and they'll rotate between football players. Mm-hmm. And then so it's like, okay, it's this team, and then going through the players. And then so you have, like, okay, I kind of don't need to remember it, but I know what it is generally. So if I forgot it, it's like one of these guys. I hate it because I have to change my password every 3 months on multiple websites.
There's password managers that people do depend on and think.
And then two-factor authentication is really nice too, because if someone has your password, they'll need another form of authentication.
Yeah, I actually think maybe we should do a whole episode like this. There has been a couple IT computer guys I tried to get on the show. I've yet to get them on the show. But locally, we do have Duo not too far from here. So maybe we can get somebody from Duo.
Yeah, bring him on to talk about firewalls, VPNs, and all that other great stuff.
Yeah, Duo is a well-known and fantastic security place, and they're mostly known for their two password or two whatever authentication. Yeah.
Sweet.
And the more you know with networking, it's scary out there. That is like, why, there's like no security, and you could easily hack into someone.
Right. And
you found a new toy with the tube there.
Protect yourself. Security.
And we mentioned this before multiple times on the show, but since we're talking about security, when you have all your gear in the car, do not go in somewhere to eat. Do not leave all your gear in the car. If you have to, do not have it anywhere in sight.
There is, though, a helpful hint with these locks, though. On the cargo net in the back of your car, you pop the trunk open. There's that little cargo net that keeps, you put your groceries there so the groceries don't slide back and forth, right? And they're little metal things. The other thing,
mostly in vans and stuff, yeah.
But there's also the child restraint seat that the child seat could attach to. There's like little hooks.
Yeah, those little hooks.
Yeah. They're designed. I mean, they're metal. They're strong enough, right? So you could wrap a little, like little thin metal cable through there and then through your case and so forth. So if someone does smash a window, they're going to pull the bag, and then you're like, oh man, they might have a hammer to break the window, but they don't have a giant saw to cut the wire.
Right.
So that little wire is just a good peace of mind. You go into some rough areas, and then like you're not always like, oh well, checking your car every 20 minutes. Is it broken yet? Is it broken yet?
Man, I carry my stuff with me. But back to this PVC pipe.
Oh, we already talked about the PVC.
We talked about that enough.
Is there magic to being able to make this fit in here?
Yeah, you use the smaller hard drives.
Oh.
See, that goes in there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I didn't want to bring the big one in because it's too big for this studio.
It's huge.
There's an 8-inch diameter one that's...
It's huge. Huge.
He's gonna play with that for hours, and just like, what's that thing you do in front of the fan?
We're gonna come back next week. Mark is still gonna be in the studio playing with this thing. He's gonna be trying to turn it into
one of those cannons that fires off T-shirts.
No, I was gonna
boom.
He's gonna turn to a musical instrument.
See, this thing has so many implications.
Like
what's it called?
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo. He's gonna turn to a
didgeridoo here.
Wah, wah.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh, man.
I still love those big, long, like...
Wow, 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 wow. What? You gonna laugh about that?
Oh, I missed. But yeah, Livonia has that Ireland festival.
Okay.
It's in the summer around May or something. That it's on 7 Mile and 8 Mile. in 275, and they have that live band that plays that, and they got it's a lot of fun in Livonia.
And you could take that tube there. You could play it like a didgeridoo.
Mark, do you have any more questions?
We're gonna save the topic of what was that again? The hackers,
hacker network security. We'll probably talk about routers. Would be another thing. There's the WPA2 and other. You could also hide your wireless signal, because normally you could show, like, you get on your Wi-Fi and you see a list of everyone. You know, you got the Starbucks across the street, McDonald's. You got someone that Comcast, whatever.
You always got that one neighbor that their name
it says virus infected network,
right,
or FBI surveillance van, or.
I prefer Dr. Fate's method and put it in a pocket dimension.
So maybe you could hide that name too. So you had to just type it in manually and then type in the password manually. That's another form of security.
You could actually hide your domain. Or hide
the Wi-Fi name, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you about in the next episode.
Fine. Okay.
We'll see you back with that one.
I need to do that, because people don't hate me enough when they need to go into my Wi-Fi password. Mark can attest to this.
Make them hate you more.
Yeah. So once again, thank you to Turtle Trinkets for sponsoring this episode. If you would like to sponsor Media Litter Sandwich, and we promise not to make as many jokes in your expense, you could go ahead and email us at podcast@medialittersandwich.com. Jason, where can people find you?
The simplest one is Jason Paluchniak at Facebook.
How do you say your last name? We talk
it's
about
a long
you a
name.
Okay, so we talk.
Paluchniak.
Paluchniak.
Yeah.
How do you spell it real quick?
All right. Paluchniak.
Definitely check him out. He's talking about off-site search, but he's a photographer. He has lots of awesome photography stuff.
Yeah.
Really check him out. Yeah, I mean,
I got a photo meetup coming up soon. We're going to do macro photography. We're going to go to a Hyatt in a hotel and rent the space, and we got like 20, 30 people coming in, and like everyone bring in 3 items, and then we'll set them on tables and just kind of musical chairs of photographing odd objects. And it's kind of a fun.
That is really cool, because that's the kind of stuff, especially when you have completely random objects. That's kind of
you get
stuff
out of your comfort zone. It's like, right. I don't photograph flowers, but I got a flower in front of me. Let me try to photograph it.
Oh, come on! Getting out of the comfort zone is like dropping you off in the middle of the rainforest somewhere.
Well, that's also the kind of thing where you start putting those photos on stock photo sites. Because you're always. I know when I was doing more freelance stuff, I'd constantly be scouring those stock photo sites for whatever I needed. Like I remember looking for washers and dryers on the stock photo sites for pictures that I can use, and I'd have to look for very particular colors, or like an old school 50s living room. You never know what you're looking for. I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't have time to go out and create my own photo shoot just for some screws and bolts with a hammer next to it. Of course, that's a very simple, thing that most people have, but you never know what you might need a picture of. So just photographing random objects, it's always a good idea for people who want to build up their stock photos.
And it makes for great web page backgrounds, blur them out a little bit, that kind of thing. Believe it or not, yeah.
Snap. Side note, I work one of my customers. They make magazines, and they was a grocery store that they do. So they have thousands of images of like ketchup and parsley and horseradish and all this stuff, and so they got these
Szechuan sauce,
yeah, and so they have thousands of all these items, and then so when they have sales, they gotta get all these photos and put them in this magazine for the flyers to go out, and the file size is huge. But that's another thing about having these massive Drobo or this QNAS thing. There's like I got a 6 terabyte redundant drive there, and because that's your livelihood is putting this like newspaper together. If a drive fails, you could keep running.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, good to have that kind of backup, man. It's awesomeness.
Yeah, and I mean, you never know when you have to resort to these types of things to put together an episode you might have forgot.
The other thing, if you had a deadline coming up, is like, oh, I need this done before Monday, and then you have a hard drive failure. You're like, oh no, what do I do? But like I say, you have that redundant hard drive failure, and then because I got a few of these, I have a spare hard drive ready to go. So if one does fail, I could take it out, pop another one in, and then I'm good to go. I could keep doing what I do.
You ruined my segue.
And you'll still be in your comfort zone, but next time we'll drop you off in African savannah amidst the pride of hungry lions. We'll get you out of your comfort zone, Jay.
Well, that was a really crazy thing. Tell us where we could find you, Mark.
In the savannah amidst a pack. Oh, no, not a pack of hyenas, yes, but a pride of hungry lions.
Now he ruined my segue. Why can't I have one really nice segue where Mark says where he's from?
The African savannah.
Okay. So you can find Mark in the African savannah, hopefully not being eaten up by lions or tigers or elephants or kangaroos.
By elephants. Yes, those carnivorous elephants, they're dangerous.
Well, if you stopped dressing like a peanut, we wouldn't have to worry about you. Mary Tyler Moore reference.
Uh-oh. I like a peanut? Or are you talking about one part of the duo, the J-pop duo who sang
I was
Mothra?
talking about the Mary Tyler Moore episode where the clown dressed like a peanut and he got trampled out at the circus.
When I hear peanuts, the first thing I think about is the J-pop duo from the Mothra movies.
Oh, okay. Good grief.
Okay. Charlie Brown, yeah.
All right, what website can people find you at, Mark?
CrazyMark.com.
I think they figured that one out on their own at this point. I'm Toaden. You can find me at Toaden.com, YouTube.com/ToadenK, which you can also find the video versions of Media Litter Sandwich. You can also find them at MediaLitterSandwich.com. Please follow us. Talk to us. Best way to reach out to us is our Facebook group, MediaLitterSandwich.com, which you can promote your own stuff and ask questions. That's why I want a group. We do have a Facebook page as well, but our group is where we can collab, talk to each other. Because if you have questions, I might not know the answer. Mark might not know the answer. But our good friend Jason P might know the answer, and we got plenty of other people on the page, on the group as well. So we really want that to be a community where you participate, and you can also promote yourself. We just ask you to, every once in a while, jump in and participate. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed our discussion, and may the algorithms be in your favor. Very good, class. You get an A,
I get an A.